I had just graduated from college and I moved to Atlanta and for a theater internship. And I don't know how many of us there were, but I fell madly crush in love with this one boy. And I know that I said that I just graduated from college, but I was a late bloomer. And so I had never really had any of those feelings before. I was a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, virginal actress about to make my mark on the world. And at the time, not that I've really graduated up from this, but at the time, whenever I met somebody that I really liked, I would just tell them that like all at one time and explain how much I like them and how we were going to be best friends forever and let's go have lunch and let's do it every day. So I was a lot. And this boy and I, we did everything together. Like, we would go to lunch, like all of the interns all together, but me and this boy would always sort of sit by each other and sort of like rub like our entire side of our bodies together. Or like, you know, play the super hot footsie under the table, which is true love. One day we finally, we're just gonna hang out with just the two of us. And so I had gone home and I had practiced in the mirror how I was gonna tell him how much I liked him because I was super cool with a whole lot of chill. So we were going to meet at this bar that was like super cool, and I don't know how many people have been to Atlanta, but it was like right kind of on the outskirts, and it was like a dirty sort of dive bar that had like really good blues music, and they had a great stage that people could just come up and like drop in and play. And so like B.B. King was known to like kind of drop in whenever he was in town, and so like it was top notch for me. So I got there a little bit early. I'm sitting at the bar, and the bartender comes over and he gives me a drink, and he's like, "Hey, like, what are you doing?" And I word vomited all over the bar. And was just like, "I'm meeting this boy, and I really like him, and I'm gonna tell him that I like him, and then hopefully he'll kiss my face really, really hard, and then hopefully all the hopes he's gonna deflower me." And I literally said to the bartender the words, "And then he will deflower me." So he gives me a drink, and then he goes away. So anyway, the boy comes in, and we're both sitting at the bar, and we're kind of like turned into each other, which I read in a magazine. That's how you know that you actually like each other, is when your feet kind of point towards each other. So that's what we were doing as we were sitting, and I just like couldn't help it. Like, I just had my hands really sweaty, and like my stomach was just like rolling over and over itself, and I hadn't slept in days because like every time I got into bed and I tried to sleep, all I did was like thinking about him and then think about him kissing me. And then I just looked at him and I just said, "Oh my God, I just like you so much, and I really hope that you like me, and I just think that we would be so good together, and I just really, really hope that maybe you just want to like make out with me." And then I felt so fucking good because I just got it out of my body, like all at one time. It just got out. And then I looked at his face. And the word horrified, I guess, isn't really right. But he sort of looked at me and he was like, "I really like you." That's good. "But I don't think that we should like do anything while we're working together." "But I really do like you." Yeah. And then he like ran to the bathroom. But I like took it like a champ. Only felt like the pinpricks of tears as they came to my eyes, but I didn't fucking cry. My cheeks like flushed like straight up to my ears. And I just sat there on the bar stool. Then my bartender friend came over and asked me how it went. I said, that fucker just wants to be my friend. So my new BFF bartender buddy decides that he's gonna give me a mind eraser. Now, I don't know if any of you know what a mind eraser is, but a mind eraser is where you take a pint glass and you fill it with ice, and then it's 1/3 Kahlua, 1/3 soda, 1/3 vodka. I know. And then, because chemistry, it tastes like an orange Tootsie Pop. But you put 2 straws in it, and then you drink battle somebody else to see who can get to the bottom of the glass first. So that's what he gives me to drink. So the boy comes back out, and he's sitting by me, and that's my new specialty drink for the next 2 to approximately 400 hours later. By the way, I am drink battling with the bartender in front of the boy that I just professed my love to. And not just like a little bit, but like up onto the bar stool with my feet hanging out and my ass like in front of his face every time the bartender gave me one of these. And I just got shit-housed. And I know that a little bit of it was like me trying to make him jealous, just to be like, see what you're missing. I'm so much fun. I don't really remember anything like after that, but like at that time, I was fucking fun. But really beyond that, it was just much more of like, I think I went so overboard of trying to make him feel like it was okay to not like me that I went like way to the other side of the street, which again, super appropriate for me. And I think like a lot of that has sort of carried over. I mean, it's 17 years later, and I've slightly calmed down. I'm no longer Jeremy Piven's character in Say Anything, where John Cusack has to hold on to him and be like, you must chill. I've graduated. But when I like somebody or when I like people, I show it. And I love big, and I want big, and I love hard. And if you don't like it, or if you don't know what to do with it, then that's okay. You can just walk away. But that doesn't mean that you don't get to know all of the other awesome craziness that lives up inside of here. Thank you.